I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively.
They changed the communications to remove emojis. Are you blaming the New York Times for doing that?
I'm blaming the New York Times for participating with Blake Lively's publicists, part of facilitating the complaint getting filed with the CRD, which is the Civil Rights Division, and knew the complaint was getting filed, encouraged them to file the complaint, had a copy of the complaint before it was filed, and once it was filed, they went with the story.
Lights, camera, courtroom action. Blake Lively just starred in the performance of her life. But this time, the script was real and the stakes were higher than ever, as Justin Baldoni took center stage with his bombshell evidence. Blake's totally innocent act started to look more like a B-movie than an Oscar winner. Get ready for a Hollywood drama that puts all others to shame. We're talking scandal, secrets, and a whole lot of damage control. Who knew real life could be more dramatic than Gossip Girl?
Because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie. But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history. Everything he says is self-flagellating over the fact that he's a man. But he's, to me, is sort of the embodiment of what happens when you totally emasculate a man. And then she continued, she took that stiletto and stuck it in his heart when he was down there self-flagellating, being so sorry for anything having to do with his testosterone. And so that's what happens to you, right? You run into somebody who seems like a witch who will take advantage of you and hurt you until finally even that kind of a guy rises up. Now, he didn't do it himself exactly. He hired a badass named Brian Friedman. And he has badass women like me defending him. Mm-hmm. But slowly but surely, I think the male class is learning down on the floor, squirming and apologizing for being a man is not the way.
Remember when Blake Lively seemed to have it all? The perfect marriage, adorable kids, and a career that just kept soaring. Well, hold on to your hats, because that picture-perfect image might be about to crumble. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Blake and Ryan Reynolds have been the ultimate hashtag couple goals since they tied the knot in 2012. Their Instagram feeds are like a fairy tale come to life. Beautiful family moments, hilarious pranks, and red carpet glamour. But as we all know, social media only shows what people want you to see. Behind those perfectly filtered photos and witty captions, rumors have been swirling. Is there trouble in paradise? Some inside sources have been whispering about cracks in the facade. But here's the real kicker: maintaining that flawless public image in today's social media age is no walk in the park. Think about it. Every move Blake makes is under a microscope. One wrong step, and boom, it's splashed across every tabloid and trending on Twitter faster than you can say, Gossip Girl. The pressure must be intense, right? Speaking of Gossip Girl, remember how Blake's co-stars used to gush about her? Penn Badgley, Leighton Meester, they all sang her praises. But lately, things have been a bit quiet. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are they still as chummy as they once were, or is there more to the story? Now, let's talk about the toll of constant scrutiny on celebrity relationships. It's not easy having millions of eyes on your every move, analyzing your body language in paparazzi photos, or speculating about your marriage based on a single red carpet appearance. How did Blake and Ryan manage it all? But wait, there's more. Remember Justin Baldoni? Yeah, the heartthrob from Jane the Virgin. Well, hold on to your seats, because he's about to become a major player in this unfolding drama. How did he go from being just another co-star to potentially becoming Blake's biggest nightmare? The plot thickens as we dig deeper into Blake's carefully curated world. We're starting to see that things might not be as rosy as they appear on the surface. Is it possible that the golden girl of Hollywood has been hiding some not so golden secrets? You know what they say, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And folks, it looks like there might be a whole lot of smoke surrounding Blake Lively right now. But what's really going on behind closed doors?
Or sue me, Ryan Reynolds. Okay, I don't want to be involved in all the drama. I'm just telling my audience what I was told. He goes into Blake Lively's trailer and they have an argument. All of the production assistants overheard the argument. Okay. Now, what was at the root of that argument? We don't know, but we can assume it had something to do with what he saw in these dailies, what he read in the script. Who even knows what led him to even visit on?
Just when you thought the smoke couldn't get any thicker, entered Justin Baldoni. Remember him? The charming actor who seemed to be Blake's buddy. Well, it looks like this friendship just took a wild turn. What could have possibly transformed Justin from Blake's ally to her biggest threat? Let's rewind a bit. Justin and Blake first met on the set of a romantic comedy back in 2015. They hit it off immediately, bonding over their shared love of philanthropy and vegan cupcakes. Before long, they were spotted at charity events together, laughing it up on red carpets, and even posting cute selfies on Instagram. Everyone thought they were just the cuttest BFFs in Hollywood. But here's where things get interesting. About a year ago, eagle-eyed fans noticed something strange. Justin and Blake stopped appearing in public together. No more charity galas, no more silly social media posts. It was like their friendship had vanished into thin air. What happened? At first, people chalked it up to busy schedules. After all, both of them were working on big projects. But then came their last public appearance together at the Tribeca Film Festival. Do you remember it? Blake and Justin were there to support a mutual friend's indie film. But if you look closely at the photos from that night, something seems off in one particular shot. Blake is smiling for the cameras, but Justin, he's standing slightly apart, his face serious. It's like he knows something we don't. Looking back now, it seems so obvious. But at the time, we all missed it. Then came Justin's cryptic social media posts. He started sharing these deep, philosophical quotes about truth and betrayal. One post read, "The truth has a way of rising to the surface, no matter how hard you try to bury it." Fans were confused. Was this about a role he was playing? Or was there something more going on? As it turns out, Justin had been sitting on a ticking time bomb of information. And what made him finally decide to light the fuse? According to sources close to Justin, it was a late-night phone call that pushed him over the edge. Apparently, Blake had reached out, begging him to keep quiet about something he'd seen. But Justin couldn't do it anymore. He decided it was time to speak out. Of course, Blake's team went into overdrive. They tried everything to control the narrative. There were anonymous sources suddenly popping up everywhere, claiming Justin was just bitter about a role he didn't get. They even tried to paint him as unstable, hinting at non-existent substance abuse issues. But Justin wasn't backing down, so. What explosive information did Justin have that made Blake lose her cool in court? Brace yourselves, because this is where things get really juicy. According to court transcripts, Justin testified that he had witnessed Blake in a compromising position with a high-profile director at a rap party last year. And we're not talking about a friendly hug here, folks. Justin described it as a full-on, make-out session in a secluded corner of the party. But wait, there's more. Justin also claimed that this wasn't a one-time thing. He said Blake had confided in him about the affair, telling him it had been going on for months. She allegedly swore him to secrecy, playing on their friendship. But as the affair continued and rumors started swirling, Justin found himself in an impossible position. The courtroom was dead silent as Justin revealed all this. And Blake, well, let's just say her famous composure cracked like an egg. Witnesses say she visibly paled, her hands shaking as she whispered frantically to her lawyer. It was clear that Justin's testimony had blindsided her completely.
And Blake Lively's PR team wants us to know that everything that's happening right now is hurting Blake's feelings. Blake Lively sources say Justin Baldoni lawsuit is causing her and Ryan Reynolds severe anguish. In that article, we're told that Blake Lively is quote unquote emotionally zapped.
What was great about Deadpool is they covered up his handsome face. because he's so distracting. He must know this, but it's so distracting to look at him, and guys don't want to laugh at.
Blake's famous poker face had finally met its match. But if you think Justin's testimony was shocking, wait until you hear what happened when he pulled out his phone. What could possibly be on that device that made even the judge gasp? The courtroom was already on edge as Justin Baldoni took the stand. You could cut the tension with a knife. Blake sat there, cool as a cucumber, but Justin, he looked like a man on a mission. And boy, did he have a mission? Remember those rumors about Blake's on-set behavior? Well, Justin was about to blow the lid off everything. He reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. At first, everyone was like, what's the big deal? But then Justin started scrolling through his messages, and the whole room went quiet. Your Honor, Justin said, I have here a series of text messages between myself and Blake Lively. The judge leaned forward, intrigued. Blake's lawyer jumped up to object, but the judge waved him off. Let's see what Mr. Baldoni has to say. She ordered, and that's when things got really interesting. Justin started reading out the messages, and let me tell you, they were juicy. According to Justin, Blake had been sending him late-night texts for months, complaining about her co-stars and making some pretty wild demands on set. She wanted her trailer repainted because the shade of beige was giving her a headache. Justin revealed, and she insisted that all the crew members had to face away from her when she walked by because their energy was disrupting her process. As Justin kept reading, Blake's cool facade started to crack. Her face went from pale to red, and she was whispering frantically to her lawyer. But Justin wasn't done yet. Oh no, he was just getting started. Your Honor, Justin continued, I also have photographic evidence of Ms. Lively's behavior on set. He handed his phone to the bailiff, who passed it to the judge. The courtroom held its breath as the judge scrolled through the photos. And then it happened. The judge's eyes widened, and she actually gasped out loud. Can you believe it? What could be so shocking that it made a seasoned judge lose her composure? Well, according to Justin, the photos showed Blake throwing a full-on tantrum on set. We're talking stomping feet, screaming at assistants, and even knocking over a craft services table, all because someone brought her the wrong kind of sparkling water. Yikes. But wait, there's more. Justin also had video footage of Blake's meltdown. As the video played in the courtroom, you could hear Blake's voice screeching. Do you know who I am? I'm Blake Lively. I don't drink tap water like some peasant. The courtroom erupted in whispers. People were shocked. This wasn't the Blake Lively they thought they knew. Gone was the image of the sweet, down-to-earth actress. In its place was a diva of epic proportions. Blake's lawyer tried to object, claiming the evidence was obtained illegally. But Justin was ready for that. Your Honor, he said, Ms. Lively signed a waiver allowing all on-set footage to be used for promotional purposes. This falls under that agreement. The judge nodded, accepting the evidence. And that's when Blake lost it. She stood up, her face as red as a tomato, and shouted, "This is ridiculous. You can't believe him. He's just jealous because I'm more famous." The judge banged her gavel, calling for order. But the damage was done. Blake's outburst had confirmed everything Justin had said. The perfect Hollywood image she had worked so hard to maintain was crumbling. Before everyone's eyes dot as the courtroom settled down, Justin dropped one final bombshell. He revealed that Blake had tried to get him fired from the movie when he refused to lie for her about her behavior. She threatened to ruin my career if I didn't back up her story about being easy to work with, Justin said, but I couldn't do it. The truth had to come out.
Brian Friedman needs to get this girl on the stand yesterday. I am telling you, he needs to depose Taylor Swift because she knows something. What it signals to me is that she maybe knew that Blake and Ryan were orchestrating a plan in order to take over this movie.
As the courtroom drama unfolds, it's becoming clear that Blake Lively's picture-perfect Hollywood life might have been nothing more than smoke and mirrors. Who would have thought that? America's sweetheart could be caught up in such a scandalous affair. It's like we're watching one of her movies, but this time, the plot twist is all too real. But here's the million-dollar question. Can Blake bounce back from this? Hollywood loves a good comeback story, but this might be too much even for Tinseltown to forgive. Will she fade into obscurity? Or will she rise like a phoenix from the ashes of her reputation? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure, though. This whole debacle has us all wondering how much of what we see in Hollywood is real, and how much is just really good acting. It looks like the curtain has been pulled back, and we're all getting a front row seat to the not-so-glamorous side of fame. Talk about a plot twist.